Well, before installation of the PySpark, what is big data? As you know, all of you, what is big data? I think so. Big data plays a key role in which it handles a large amount of data, whereas like it can handle, but we can't handle the large amount of data. So we use some technologies like PySpark, Spark, and Hadoop, NoSQL, MongoDB, and Kafka. So these are the technologies which recently growth. So performing by using big data. So big data is in the form of petabytes like terabytes, and in which it include basically on the storage also it depends. The storage must have mostly it depends on the storage because the volume is the highly in the big data. So the volume and so in which variety. So variety of data types have used. So for operating like for classifying and for detection purposes also and for trend analysis also we have used. And next like for velocity means in which it's speed. So the big data whereas it performed so there is a large amount of data, so we need to work with the work with the task in time only we have to perform. So to increase the speed, so it will be performed in time. So in which the big data analytics whereas the databases, so storage. And if you see this picture, whereas the disk applied and shared and practitioners capture business sets terabytes of data. So these are all larger and complex of data. So where the big data is used mainly, so for the social media purposes like a YouTube and Facebook and WhatsApp, so Twitter, these are all basically by the big data it performed, like by chatting, by videos posting, and by photos posting in that social media. So, and what company is used as you know, actually Oracle and Microsoft, these are all used, the Apple also big data user. These are all big data companies, whereas it based on the big data. So it handles the big data. Okay. Google, how think about the Google also. So whereas it handles a large amount of data also. So next, what are the big data technologies? So these are the technologies whereas we have used it in this session for installation purposes. So before going to PySpark, what is Spark? So basically, the Spark is an open source distributed processing framework for big data processing and analytics, and it provides unified framework for machine learning. So PySpark means it is integrated with the Python, whereas Python API for Apache Spark. It allows write Spark applications using Python. And after the Spark ML, it is the library in the PySpark, whereas we use it in the installation. And after we have code written, whatever the code in which we import by the ML, we have taken that all functions. So Spark ML means Spark Machine Learning is a machine learning library. It is provided by the Apache Spark. So it offers scalable machine learning algorithms. Okay, this is the architecture about the single node architecture. So whereas we have used the single node mission, and it is the driver program and Spark context we have created, and after the cluster manager it will be connected. Next we have to perform the worker node in which execute a task, and after it is integrated with the PySpark API, whereas the Salin distributed data set, whereas distributed the data set into the task like that. So going to installation step, whereas we need to install the PySpark in Google Colab, how we install. So as you know how we will get into the Google Colab, www.googlecolab.com, whereas we have given like that. And so I have already performed some project, so that will I show in this Google Colab. First of all, we have to install by using the pip install PySpark. This is one of the main step. And next we have to install the pip install Spark. This is the main step we have to do. So because the Spark, next it is integrated with the Python, so that's why we install the PySpark. Next, we have to install the find PySpark. So whereas we need to find whether Spark is installed correctly or not, then we install find Spark. Sorry. So we have to find spark.init. Then this function is useful. And after Spark files, whereas we given the like Spark files like anything like images like a CSV data set. So it taken the Spark files. So that's why we will given from PySpark import Spark files. So basically, we need to create a Spark session. It is from the SQL only it created. We can't create it from ML. ML is just library. So in which it performed in which SQL type of code we have to given for performing the R task like classification problems or detection problems by using deep learning or machine learning. So we have created a Spark session, and after we have created a pipeline by using from PySpark.ml. Next, string indexer, like future we have to given future pyspark.ml.future import string indexer vector assembler one hot encoder. So these are all the main things: string indexing, vector assembler, one hot encoder. If we don't want one hot encoder, we use it only string indexer vector assembler. Next, I have performed the decision tree classifier. So it is the existing classifier, whereas in the PySpark and evaluation purposes we have to given multi-class classification evaluator. Next, for tuning purposes, cross validator, param gilder. Next, spark session we have to create spark equal to spark session dot builder dot app name. So have to create decision tree model as your wish. We have to give any name in this place. Next, we have to create it, but the spark session need to be created, so by this function. Next, after created, we have to given them our data set by read spark.read.csv. So whereas sparkfiles.get. So for this purposes, the sparkfiles is used. Yes, this is the data set whereas I have used in which it is a breast cancer data set, whereas this is a label diagnosis. M means there is a cancer, and B, in which B also there, it is a benign, and there is no cancer. So radius mean, texture mean, these are all the features whereas we have collected from the images. So from the images data we have collected these features. So if we want to collect the features from images, we have created a code, manual code, or as a existing code also there. So I have created a manual code because there are 30 features. For the 10 features there is an existing code, but 30 features there is no existing code. So that's why. And after first of all, I created a string indexer. As you know, I have also tell string indexer and one hot encoder vector assembler. So first of all, we have to create a string indexer. Whereas string indexer purpose is to indexing the labels. So for every string, it gives the labels like input column diagnosis. Whereas what we perform at the classification on the diagnosis column. So that's why input column diagnosis and output column label. Then it label everything. So these are the function class indexer dot fit. We have to fit the data frame. So it create in the data frame form. So if you see this output, so whereas it created a label. So next we perform the one hot encoder. One hot encoder is basically it encodes the labels. So it creates a 1 0 1 0 again. It creates a 1 0 like binary values it created. So given return df and pass, we have to pass this also. So basically after string indexer it is also performed, so that's why I have to pass. I didn't execute, but you will try it in your home or in laptop. Next, we have created input columns. These are my input columns. Whereas if you want to create separate input columns, you have to give like this. If you don't want give input columns, you have to take all the data set. Then you don't need to give input columns. Okay, don't need to give input columns. You directly take the data set also. I just given my input columns. So whatever I want to use. Next, we have to perform vector assembly. Why vector assembler? Whatever the operations we performed before this, like uh, like one hot encoder, string indexer. So these are two perform operations. So it assembling those two operations. It creates by the input calls equal to input calls and output call equal to features. By this function, we have assembling above all features together. So this is the output df dot select input columns plus futures. We have shown this. If you see this input column like like futures, these are the vectors we have created, like all the futures together. Next, we have seen the futures label. Okay, if you want to see okay, sorry. Okay, if you want to see futures label, then it will also be like this. So so I have shown this actually futures label. It created futures label, and after for the label count, so we have to given like in SQL we have to given df transformer dot group by label. So by the label, how much it will be there in the data set, how many. like 0, 714 and 1, 424. And after we have performed the training and testing, so by performing the random split, whereas I have used the 80 and 20. 80 is for use it for training data set and 20 for use it for testing data. Seed equal to 42, whereas it is taken um, instances randomly from the data set. And after we perform it, decision to classify. So this is the decision tree classifier we have to given directly. DT classifier equal to decision tree classifier function we have to give, and label column whatever we created the label it will be given, and after future column whatever the futures we have. So already we have created the futures, already we have futures by the vector assembler, then that futures we have to give it. And after we feed the training data, and next we perform predictions by the test data. So this is the function, and after we have we evaluate, so by the multi-class classification evaluator. So by giving the label and prediction, these are the important terms. We have to perform the accuracy by the metric name. And the test accuracy is 96, whereas training data also perform it like the above the test data. So this is for the training accuracy we get the 99%. And we have performed the future importance also if we want it. So then it is the future importance for every future, and this is the model and how it will be debugged. So how it will be like a future 23 less than equal to 88.25. So whereas depth and 5 no, number of nodes 27, number of classes 2, number of futures 30. So it will print model. So we have this we have to save this model if you want it. So we have to save by using model dot save function, and load the model if you want to load, then it will be used for loading purposes. And for finding the what are the actual values and what are the predicted values, then we have given like this, like train data test data we have to given, and after we have to perform the manual code by giving the label prediction, whereas we have performed the like python code like that. Next true values and provisions we have get. Next, this is about the code about ROSICA, and the classification report also we have seen after this. And this is the ROSICA code. As you know about this, specify false positive rate and true positive rate. And next, this is the classification report. If you want to see the existing code, it is the existing line. Whereas if you given only print classification report y true y predicted, it directly gives the classification report. Then if didn't print anything, then we're given the manual code also like this. And this is the confusion matrix code. So it is manually you have written for this. So this is the classification report, and this is the confusion matrix. So the total accuracy is 96.37. In the classification report we have got the 96%. So this is all about this installation of the PySpark in the Google Colab. So in the next session we have seen how to install in the Databricks also. Okay, thank you so much. Hope